It is the time of the year again, November, towards the end of the year. We are starting to see so many new IEM being released. You might be wondering which one to buy. Alright, so in particular, I'd like to talk about 3 IEM here today with me. AFUL P7 here, which I reviewed very recently. PULA Anvil 114. I also have this one here, which is from MYER audio, named as CKLVX D62. Now, for the sake of simplicity, I'm just gonna call this one D62. All of them are hybrid. For example, let's just quickly recap. Alright, so this is Oreo, by the way, his active day of the day. Alright, so just ignore him, okay? So we have this AFUL P7 here, 7 drivers with 2 DD, 4 BA and 1 microplanar, okay? And I also have with me here this Anvil 114, which is 1 DD, 1 bone conduction for the lower frequency and 4 BA hybrid. And similarly, this D62 here, it's basically an 8 driver, if I read correctly. Yes, this one is 8, all of them constructed of hard resin. I have tested all 3 very extensively, and I must say that the best seal is achieved by using this P7 here. Between these two, which is D62 and this Anvil, pretty much I would say similar when it comes to comfort. Very comfortable, okay? Almost as comfortable as P7, very closely matched. You can wear them hours on end, no problem at all. But between the 3 of them, I would just simply say that this P7 here seems to be the one that seals the most, meaning that you're not gonna get ambient sound at all leaking in, and I still do get some ambient sound leaking in from this D62 here and also Anvil 114 here. During the course of testing all 3, comparing them side by side, I have opted to use one particular source, which is my iBasso DX260 here, okay, so that it will be consistent across all listening experience between the 3 of them. Same songs repeatedly over and over again, and then I switch on and off. And also for comparison, I have also reference here, my all-time reference for the last 6 years, which is Shure KSE 1500. This is, to me, perfection, okay? Everything that I love about sound is being represented by this Shure KSE 1500 and also FIO FA19. So I compare a lot of them since probably like 2 AM in the morning earlier, and now it's already like 6:50 AM. So now let's just talk about some of the comparison, which I have actually noted down here. You see here? Alright. And I will project this on screen so that we can go through them together, okay, side by side. Let's just start with the tonal and timbre balance, okay. Between all 3 of them, I would just simply say that this P7 and D62 here pretty much share very similar kind of tonality and timbre temperament, which means that they are both fairly organic. I am not hearing that much of, let's say, balanced amateur or BA sort of timbre. However, I cannot say the same for this PULA Anvil here, which does appear kind of a bit, you know, stronger with the balanced amateur timbre. This Anvil, it focuses a bit more on being energetic and a bit stronger with the macro detail. And in the process of doing so, it does impart that balanced amateur part of this Anvil seems to exhibit a bit more of, let's say, emphasis on the technicalities, analytical prowess of the balanced amateur rather than the timbre element of it. When it comes to, let's say, note weight, the richest sounding is, I must admit, will be this D62 here from MYER audio, and this P7 here, somewhere in between. PULA Anvil 114 here being the most energetic. If you love something which is a bit more laid back, if you love something which is a bit more relaxed between the 3 of them, then I would just simply say that you're gonna choose P7 here over the other 2. But if you are the type who love dynamic energy, the kind of sound which actually wakes you up, PULA Anvil would be probably more suitable for you. And when it comes to resolution and imaging, in general, I would say that all 3 of them are very resolving, but of course, they are not as resolving as this FIO FA19. But then again, you have to remember this FIO FA19 costs $1,000 US. These 3 all are at around no more than 250 US dollar. But they are exceedingly very well tuned to be highly resolving and analytical. And the most analytical among the three, I would just simply say that it seems to be this PULA Anvil 114. Okay, it is a bit more pronounced with the macro detail especially. And when it comes to micro detail, all of three of them are pretty much similar. And you might be wondering, how about the tuning itself? How about the flavoring of these three IEM here? Let's just start with this MYER Audio D62 here. I would just say that if you are a fan of Harman sort of sound tuning or VDSF Moondrop type of sound tuning, then probably you would love this D62 more over the other two, because I am hearing the kind of sound which is very Harman-ish. Harman-ish because there's a lot of focus on the sub bass and a bit of suppression on the mid bass, to a point that I think it will be suitable to certain type of music but not all type of music. For example, I have found that this D62 here does not sound well with certain type of classical music, technical jazz, or even certain type of instrumentals which contains a lot of violin or even contains a lot of percussion. But if you love something which is a bit more energetic, V sound curve again, then I think this PULA Anvil 114 here would be more suitable, because there's a prominent flavoring of V sound curve here within this PULA here. It offers the kind of sub bass and mid bass which is equally strong, with the kind of depth and resolution because of that bone conduction. So this is the most tactile sounding lower frequency between all three of them. What does it mean by being tactile? Tactile means that the punch, the rumble, I can literally feel it. So if you are a bass head, especially mid bass bass head, then probably you would love this Anvil more over the other two. But if you love Harman sort of very sub bass boosted bass, lower frequency, rich and dense with the decay itself, then this D62 would be more suitable for you. P7 here, it is somewhere in between. For a bit of moderation, a bit of dampening, you don't want it to be so bassy with the mid bass, or you don't want it to be so bassy with the sub bass. A bit of, let's say, moderate sort of sound presentation with the lower frequency, then P7 is what you want. Technically, I would say also all three of them are pretty much very similar, especially when it comes to soundstage, except that I do feel that this Anvil kind of a bit tall, circular sounding, and also the most holographic between the three of them. And these two are pretty much equal when it comes to that soundstage and being holographic. It is fairly wide and it is fairly open as well. So how was it? I hope that was useful. I hope you will be able to understand which one you want to buy. I know it is not easy to spend anything anywhere from 190 US dollar to all the way to 250 US dollar, with so many amazing options available in the market nowadays. So between the three here, I think what I have mentioned earlier should be able to help you to determine which one you want the most. It depends entirely on your taste and preference. Always remember that. And if you like what you're hearing, what you're seeing, please do not forget to click like here underneath. And if you are not subscribed yet, please subscribe. It will be really helpful. And Oreo here would like to say good morning.